Okay, vocalists, welcome.
Hello.
Once again, we've got a scenario with perhaps a lot of you guys that don't normally work together or haven't had the opportunity to work together. Hope, would you like to join us on this?
Tis vocal warm-ups.
And right, okay, so once again, health and safety as a musician, you're looking at being able to ensure the well-being of you as a performer. You imagine if you're not able to do a tour, not able to do a recording session, whatever it might be, due to straining your voice. Anybody heard of things such as nodules on the vocal chords and all that sort of stuff? You know, it can put vocalists out for months and months, or be problematic with regard to their entire career. So Adele has suffered from that. Elton John, I know, has as well. There's been a variety of different people. Who's that?
I think.
Does that to do with when they don't breathe in properly? Or don't breathe from their
Yeah, I mean, there's a combination of things that you can consider. I mean, Matt's, what's his surname? From Muse. Matt Bellamy, not Matt Ellicott. Matt Bellamy from Muse. You know, when you listen to a Muse track, is then he's singing already. That's painful. But you know, it's with singing. Do you all agree that it's about someone maybe having a good voice as opposed to just good technique all the time? Yeah. Look at a vocalist such as John Lennon. You know, probably a lousy technique, but what a great voice, you know. And again, he never used to listen or like listening back to his own performances. A variety of singers struggle with that in the studio as well. There's loads of people that I work with over a period of time who just don't like hearing their own voice back. So to get the ball rolling with regard to the 4 easy stroke quick and effective warm-up exercises, the first one, I'm going to get you guys to pull a few funny faces here. These are ones that particularly have worked for me over a period of time, definitely to give you the durability if you're looking to sing for a duration of like 2 to 2.5 hours. It's the kind of common joke in music where, oh, the singer's got a sore throat. I can't sing today. And you wander off and the rest of the band carry on playing. But these ones, again, you'll find different techniques work for different individuals. I'll show you a few of these, but also what I'd like you guys to be able to do is perhaps share some of the techniques that you warm up with. I'll perhaps do this first. I'm kind of mindful of the time. Any of you guys with particular... You don't need to sit down. Thanks.
stand up.
That's better. Any things that you guys have done or have had vocal tuition that you want to demonstrate? Something, Callum, I know you have regular singing lessons. What type of warm-up techniques do you do?
I usually do scales.
Yeah.
Or, well, it's mainly scales actually. But, yeah, it's scales that I do. It works quite well.
So starting from a lower range to higher, yeah. Again, it's kind of debatable as to whether it's damaging for your voice when you start higher. Again, you know, there's a lot of people that have different ideas about that, whether that's, you know, works well, has a strain on your voice or whatever. I think, you know, some of the things that work really well are loosening up the whole area that you're going to use when you're singing. Once again, the tension aspect of it, the more relaxed you are, the more you're going to be able to then flow with it. Yeah, Paige.
Tongue twisters.
Tongue twisters are great as well. You know, when you think about when you're pronouncing words, when you're singing, and if you try and sing when you first get out of bed in the morning, you know, your diction isn't going to be the best whatsoever. It's a little bit, you're not in control of the tongue. Having that sort of snappiness, you're using that as probably your most used weapon, if you like, along with the lungs, the breathing being correct and everything else. You got any tongue twisters that you do at all?
Peter Piper picked a pickled pepper off a pickled pepper tree. And
So there, I mean, that is not just using the tongue, but also the again the lip movement as well, which is really useful. Any others that anybody else does or has found useful? Yeah, Hope.
When you say something, you sing like one lyric,
Yeah.
or if you have a sentence that's always in your head, you say that and sing it like slowly, but then you go faster and faster and faster. That helps.
Yeah. Again, I mean, it's like the other sort of disciplines. I've spoken to obviously the drummers, the guitarists, bass players, keyboard players today, all have that same sort of idea where they start something slowly and build up the pace of that. Again, some lyrical lines are difficult to deliver. You need to be able to have that flow in place. Yeah, Moss.
From what Hope said about doing things slowly,
Yeah.
and if you're hitting a note, if you're trying to hit a note that you haven't hit before, or like it's like maybe like half a step out of your vocal range, or even not, just like right up there.
Yeah.
Doing it really slowly and like trying to do it almost as quietly as possible in your chest voice and doing it really slowly. Because if you just go through it, I've experienced lots of pain.
Yeah, exactly. But you may find that not being warmed up could be a point factor in that. I mean, I've found over the years as well, certain things which are a higher range, they are easier to sing when you've been singing for, some time beforehand. Yeah, Jack.
If I was like going to do a gig or something, if I was just playing it close, I probably would have warming up my voice. But normally like the one where you go like 1, 1, 2, or that one, I find that quite helpful because it starts off quite low, so it's quite easy. Then you can work yourself up. So it's like just progressive.
Yeah, Kira.
I do like those ones, and then it is like scale. It's like scales as well. So you start off low, you can go high, and also I normally find that I can go higher when I do it like that rather than when I sing.
Yeah.
If I've got like a high note that I need to hit, I can normally do that first, and then hold that note, and then go into like a R or whatever sound it is.
Yeah, again, I mean, what you find is when you're doing the scales, is that to a piano that's been played at the same time, or is that just you going through that? Because, the combination, hearing the definition of the note is crucial for you pitching. If you get used to pitching to a keyboard, chances are you're not going to have issues with pitching. You can hear if something's slightly out. If you just get used to sort of hearing what is in your head, I have done a few tests before with people to see if they're tone deaf with regard to just having a note that they've got to match, and hearing that. We can do that, yeah, cool. Okay, other things, I'm just mindful of the time because I'm going to probably do this part 1 and part 2. We'll do more of it tomorrow in the session. But with regard to the other techniques with your breathing, how many of you guys have sort of struggled in a way of not being able to get the lines out, or with movement on stage where you're finding you're kind of a little bit out of breath? Yeah, Callum.
When I sort of started again after my voice broke, I struggled with breathing because I was doing it all from the top, which made the line there sound airy.
Yeah.
I ended up learning how to use the lower abdominal muscles.
Exactly, yeah. And can you feel that difference, when you're moving that? What you'll notice, some of the great singers, you'll see physically how they will impact, this area of the abdominals. You look at a vocalist like Tom Jones, you can see that moving a great deal certainly when he's performing. Whitney Houston, again, is another a good example. Yeah, Moz.
My mum's not a vocal coach, but like she sort of she's like not a vocal coach, but she sort of taught me what to do. She's had a lot of singing lessons in her life. She's older than this, she's had more time. And she used to tell me how if you were singing, because you can sing from your chest voice and you can sing from your head voice, but you can also do it incorrectly. So if you're singing from your chest voice correctly, your bridge of your nose vibrates. And if you're doing it, like if you're hitting it, because obviously if that like doesn't happen, then you're like just being too airy and you can get lightheaded.
Yeah, exactly.
I get
you can.
lightheaded a lot. I don't know how to make it stop.
is, I mean, very much a case of when people sort of struggle with not just sort of notation, but generally with the power, what it is they're breathing in an incorrect way, where they're almost kind of still looking to try and breathe in while they're holding the note, and it comes out as kind of nothing really as such. It is very weak. It can be quite trembly as well, like it's a quick sort of tremolo. Yeah, Jack?
And it's also important, like, when you breathe, if you're taking a deep breath, like, sometimes it feels like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, I feel like your chest is going inwards, but really you want it to go outwards.
Yeah.
It's a shallow breath and not a deep breath.
Good point, yeah. So how many of you guys breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth when you sing? Do you consciously make that effort to do that? When you think about the kind of the mechanics of how your body is kind of designed in a way, you're looking at the intake of air through your nose. It's all about what hits kind of the back of your throat. If it's a case of the breathing inward, if you'll just try that quickly now, just a breath inward through your mouth, just do you feel it's dried at the back of your throat already? You then breathe outward if you're holding a vocal note. What will happen as well, that will be pushing air back out of your body. So you're looking at an inward and then an outward movement of air, which is going to dry the back of the throat area, which is the area you're reliant upon to be able to give, your tone and texture and all that sort of stuff. Whereas if you breathe in through your nose, what you're doing, you're halving that exposure with that kind of cold air, if you like, or just generally the drying kind of those elements. So breathing in through your nose, even I say to a lot of people that recording vocals, if you can get used to kind of, it's not really like a sort of a sniffing type of technique, but a quick breath in through the nose and outward. What you're doing, you're kind of topping up all of the capacity with regard to what you're holding in your lungs, and you'll keep retaining that power for each of the lines that you're singing. You can as well have this as a really good secret weapon when it comes to live performing. If you're finding it difficult to catch your breath, trying to just sort of hold in your lungs constantly. If you're able to exhale and inhale very quickly at that point, then that will really, really help with the amount of lung capacity you've got. What we'll do, we'll work on, because I'm mindful of time, we will do some more tomorrow. We'll go over what these exercises are. And what I want to be able to do is look at identifying things like vibrato, things like the improving falsetto, full voice, looking at how the intake of air and the exhale, looking at loads of different techniques in order to try and improve you as singers, yeah? Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you.